Today we're going to bake a turkey. And turkey's sometimes dry meat, but this recipe you could either do a chicken or a turkey. And it makes for a beautiful, delicious, moist turkey. Welcome to Healthy Italian Cooking with Marianne and Lydia. The first step of baking a moist turkey is first we got to get it defrosted. And turkeys are huge, so it's kind of hard to get them defrosted in one day. So you may have to use 2 or 3 days to get it defrosted, but you want to do it safely. So we're going to get it out of the freezer. And we're going to place it inside a cooler. And then we're going to get some ice. Okay. All right. And we're going to cover it for 2 days and we'll come back. Okay, hi. It's 2 days later. And now we've taken the turkey out and we've taken the wrapping off. And now we're going to prepare the brine. It takes a cup of sugar, a cup of salt, and 16 cups of cold water. I have 8 cups here. And I'm first going to dissolve my sugar. And as soon as it dissolves, I'm going to put it back in my ice chest that I have cleaned and get it ready to brine my turkey. So now the sugar has dissolved. It's clear again. So I'm going to pour it into my ice chest. Okay, now I'm going to fill it up again with 8 more cups of water. Okay, now I got my next set of 8 cups of cold water. I just got it out of my refrigerator. Now I'm going to take my 1 cup of salt and pour it in and stir it till it dissolves like the sugar. Okay, now I've got my 1 cup of sea salt. It's not going to get clear like the sugar. It is sea salt. It's going to stay cloudy. But when you pick up a spoonful, you shouldn't see any salt granules in it. And this is the secret to a nice, juicy, plump turkey, is having a nice brine. And this brine I've used several times and I really like it and it's easy. Okay, so now I'm going to pour this into my ice chest. And now I'm going to take my turkey and place it in here, but I'm going to have to bring this over here to my sink. Okay, now I took my turkey bone out and I saved my, it's a liquid. This is really good to make a gravy out of it, but I'm going to save it and put it in my refrigerator. You can reach your hand up in here and see if there's any giblets or anything. I don't feel any. Now I'm going to just pour out the rest of the juice. And then I'm going to put it in my brine. Okay. Okay, and I got my turkey in here. And I've got it on the back side right now. And I'm going to let it sit there probably about 3 hours, and then I'll come back and flip it and let it sit the rest of the night on the other side, on the breast side. Okay, now we're going to make our brioche sauce or basting sauce. You can call it in English fresh sauce, but in French it's called brioche sauce. So, and all it is, it's real simple, is you use 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. And you just pour it in here in your bowl. Okay. And then if you have buttermilk in your refrigerator, you can use that. I make my own buttermilk, which is about 3/4 of a cup of milk. And then I used 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and just pour it in there and let it sit for maybe 20 minutes. And then I pour that in the heavy cream, stir, and then you just set that on the counter overnight and it'll be ready to use. It'll last, once you've let it set overnight outside on your counter, then it's prepared. So then after that, you can put it in the refrigerator for up to 3-4 days. It's day 4, so it's an exciting day for making or baking the turkey or a chicken, whichever one you've got. Today we're gonna finish up the chicken. It's been brining overnight. Remember, the first 2 days was safely defrosting it, and the 3rd night we brined it, and now we're gonna get it ready to roast. We also on the 3rd day prepared our creme fraiche or brioche sauce, and now we're gonna season it with a little bit of onion. And you can use cayenne pepper or some type of pepper that's got a little bit of a heat to it. I'm actually going to use some Tony Chachere. My daughter uses a lot of it in Colorado, and I really like the taste of that Tony Chachere seasoning. In fact, I'm going to put it on directly on my turkey too in a little bit. I'm going to stir this up, my cream. And now it's ready to stick in the refrigerator until I'm ready to baste my turkey, or a chicken if you have it. We'll baste it for the last hour. Okay, I'm fixing to get my turkey out because I picked turkey because I'm going to be feeding more than 6 people. If you're going to feed under 6 people, just get a large baking hand. But we got a turkey because we're going to feed a lot of people. And I wanted leftovers. Okay. Now I like the Denio turkeys because they already come with a little plastic thing to hold the legs in place. But if your turkey legs are not tied up, you need to go ahead now and tie up your turkey legs. But everything looks good. Also with the Denio, you have a little thermometer here. Kind of pops out, but you still want to use your meat thermometer because I think it's 165. The dark meat, the thigh, has to reach 165 during the cooking process. So I got the cavity ready. It's all cleaned out, and it's ready for me to. First, I'm going to rub the chicken with olive oil, and then I'm going to season it. So we'll talk about the seasonings in just a second. Okay, now I'm going to season my turkey on this pan here, but I got a roasting pan. I'm going to prepare it now. because you want to let the juices drip into there. You're going to use the juices later with that little package that came with Genio that we stuck in the refrigerator last night. It makes a delicious gravy. That's also why I get a Genio, because that flavor package they put in there is just seasoned so good, and it's so easy to make a gravy. Okay, so now I'm going to spray my drip pen. Okay, so it's all ready and it has slots so the juices can drip down into the pan. Now I'm going to season. You can season it with just salt and pepper, but I'm going to actually use my Tony Chachere. I like it. Okay. Also, we're going to use a couple twigs of thyme to put in the turkey. We're going to actually use a whole lemon. We're going to cut it in half. I need to wash it first, but we're going to cut it in half, and I'm going to stick it in the cavity of the turkey, and then I'm going to use some garlic. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to bake at 325. So we're going to get the oven preheating. Next thing I'm going to do is get me some olive oil. And I'm going to massage my chicken with it. I like olive oil, so I'm kind of generous with my olive oil. You want to make sure you get inside the cavity with the olive oil. Flip the bird over and do the back side, the dark meat side. Do the wings. Okay. Now we're going to take our Tony Chachere or your salt and pepper, whichever one you want to use. And we're going to sprinkle the bird. But sometimes the skin will lift up, and you can get underneath the skin too. It don't hurt to get underneath the skin. Now the reason I don't use butter, I use oil. Butter burns a little quicker, so I don't use butter. Now we're going to cook the turkey breast side up, the white meat. And we're going to shield it with tin foil. Okay, I'm massaging the inside of the turkey with some Tony Chachere. And like I said, if you want to pull it up, you can get up underneath the skin, but you don't have to. I'm going to take my lemon and cut it in half. I'm going to kind of squeeze that into my hand. And stick it in there and just kind of pat it on the turkey. You do the same with the back side. Squeeze it in my hand. And then just pat it on the turkey. Flip it back over on its back. I'm going to stick the other half of the lemon in there. And I got you can use about 3 or 4 garlic cloves on a chicken. But since we're doing a turkey, I got about 5 5 and a little small peas. Okay. We can get our thyme. Better to open it while your hands aren't slippery. Okay, and I'm going to get about 3 twigs. You can probably use less with a chicken. And I'm going to stick that in there. Okay. Okay, my wings are kind of flopping to the side, so I'm going to tie them up a little bit. And the only reason you do that is so that it doesn't burn. Good to keep twine in the kitchen in case you're cooking any kind of meat with wings, chicken or turkey. Cover it with some tin foil. I might have to, we'll just see how it's baking. I may have to tie this leg up. It's flopping a little bit too for some reason. I think I might go ahead and tie those legs up. It doesn't seem like that plastic piece holding it up enough. And I don't want my legs to burn. Gonna transfer it to the roasting pan, and we're just going to cover the turkey loosely. Then we're going to stick it in the oven for about 3 hours. Oh, and I did forget my meat thermometer. Don't forget your meat thermometer. Got to put it on that thigh. Your thigh's underneath the leg. So you just want to lift it up. You don't want to touch the bone, but you do want to get it in there. Okay, and like I said, it'll actually be done when the meat thermometer gets to 165, but we still got to baste it with the cream fresh, with the fresh cream that we made. We'll come back in 3 hours and check on it. Okay, I got my cream fresh out. Earlier, I zested a lemon. And you can zest as little or as much lemon as you want. But I did do that. And I got my juicer and got a little lemon juice out. And I did put some lemon zest and juice in my fresh cream. I just do that for a little flavor. If you don't like lemon, you don't have to do that step, but the recipe I use calls for it, so I'll go ahead and do it. Also, earlier I put a bay leaf in the cavity of the turkey, or your chicken if you have a chicken, and I did leave that step out. Okay, now we're going to take the turkey out. Hot. It smells good though. Now one thing about this recipe, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I like to make a gravy with my drippings, but if you got a loaf of French bread, you can take a loaf of French bread and put it underneath the pan and where the drippings fall. You can slice it up and put it underneath there. And the French bread cooks with the drippings from the ham and the fresh cream as I baste it, and it's delicious. But I didn't do that this time because I'm actually going to make a gravy with it. Okay, so I got my brush I'm going to baste my turkey with, and my meat thermometer shows that my dark meat's done, so I'm going to pull it out. Because once it reaches 165, the dark meat's cooked. And so now we're going to just be browning and cooking the outside. And we're going to do it in 10-15 minute intervals. Okay, I'm going to do the dark meat side first. Flip it over on its side. Well, it really smells delicious, and I'm going to start basting. And you want to make sure you get everywhere done. Because this also helps give flavor to the meat. And you want to be generous with the cream, because it's got a lot of flavor in it. Okay, and we can put some in the cavity too. Alright, so now we're going to put it back in the oven for 10 minutes. And we're going to just keep cooking it until the little red thermometer in it that came with it pops out. I'm going to move my oven rack down one for this process. I put it in there quicker. And you want to keep those wings covered. The tips of those wings, you don't want them to burn, and keep the drumsticks from burning. So I just covered it with a piece of tin foil lightly. Alright, we'll put the timer on 10 minutes and come back. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. We're going to take it out and baste it. It's hot. And the basting the turkey or the chicken really helps it become a golden, even golden brown. And also this cream with the lemon and everything in it helps keep it moist and tender. Okay. And we're going to just keep doing that till it gets the right color we want and the little thermometer in the turkey pops out. And remember to come back every week, watch our videos, and if you like them, subscribe, click the like button. You may have to go in and log in an account on YouTube to be able to do the like, but it don't take but a second, and I think you just have to put in your email address, and you shouldn't get a lot of extra email from it. I haven't. And if you like it, leave comments of what you liked about it, what you didn't like. That way it'll help us learn. and what you would like to see in the future. Thank you, and like I said, we'll continue basting. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the, ooh, it's hot. Gonna pull the turkey out. It's done. It's cooked 5 hours. A little over 5 hours with all the basting. Okay, I shielded the turkey's legs and wings so they wouldn't burn. I'm pulling off the shielding. And there you have it, a beautiful turkey. Okay, so I think it turned out beautiful. My daughter, Lydia, she's made the dressing. It's over at her house, and I've got to make the gravy. Remember I said to save this package, so that's what we're going to make the gravy with, and a cup, I think it's a cup and a fourth of the drippings. So we'll do that. But the turkey looks delicious, and the little red thermometer here, it did not pop out, but you can stick this in the thigh, and the temperature reads 160, it's done. Okay, and it's a little hotter. So remember, don't always depend on the little thermometer that comes with the turkey. They're not real reliable. It's just a little cheap thermometer. Don't always rely on it. It didn't pop out, but my meat thermometer, after 4 hours of cooking, it registered 160. And then I started my basting for an hour. And I basted every 10 minutes until my cream sauce was all gone. And I basted both sides of the turkey. And then after all the basting was done, after that hour, then I flipped the turkey over and I let it brown on the dark side, the back side. I let it brown. And there's a picture on the video that my husband took. And then I flipped it back over to the breast side up, or the white meat up, and browned it for about 10 minutes. So that was another 20 minutes just browning. So all together, that was 4 hours cooking, an hour basting, and then 20 minutes browning the sides. All right, so now we're going to let it cool. And in the meantime, I make my gravy, and then we'll cut a piece and eat. And remember, if you like the channel of Healthy Italian Cooking with Mary and Lydia, hit subscribe and click the like button. And also leave us a comment on what you like about the recipes, or maybe something that you would do better, or maybe something you would like to see in the future. And we picked a turkey because the turkey's a good thing to cook. It'll feed a lot of people, feed a big family, and can have some leftovers for sandwiches. And like I said, it's really easy, but it is time consuming, this recipe, but it's delicious. And like I said, we'll try it in a little bit, but we're going to make a gravy now. Okay, we're going to pull the rack off, and we're going to drain the drippings. Okay, and all we need is a cup and a fourth. So and pour. Okay, just a cup, a fourth of drippings or water. And here's the secret pouch. I don't know what they have in here. Guess I should find out. But whatever's in here, it makes a delicious gravy. Now you can use all these drippings and just make your own, gravy. But then you'd have to use something like flour or something. But this has already got everything in there. To thicken up the sauce. Okay, so now we're going to let it boil. Okay, so now we're just stirring our drippings and our liquid sauce from our Genio mix. And like I said, it's already got the thickening agent in it and everything, so you don't have to add anything but either water, a cup and a fourth of water, or a cup and a fourth of the turkey drippings. Or chicken, if you're using a chicken drippings. And I don't have it on high. You just want to kind of use a medium to high heat. And you do want to stir it constantly because you don't want it to get lumpy. Now it's starting to boil. And you just want to cook it until it thickens a little bit more. But you can feel the weightiness of the body of the gravy already. It's getting a little bit harder to stir. And it's been about 5 minutes. And then we'll pour this over the dressing and the turkey meat. Okay. It's a beautiful color and it smells delicious. Well, there you have it. Easy peasy. And it'll thicken as it sits on the table. You put it in a gravy bowl and it'll continue to thicken, so you may have to warm it up just to keep it where you can pour it over the dressing. Okay, so we're going to turn it off and just let it sit and go get my gravy bowl and get it ready for dinner tonight. Thank you for joining us, and remember, like our YouTube channel, A Healthy Italian Cooking with Marianne and Lydia, and hit subscribe also. Thank you. Okay, so now we got everything done. We made our carrot souffle, our green bean casserole, and our dressing my daughter made. And now I'm going to try my turkey. I'm going to try a piece of dark meat and a piece of the white meat. I prefer the dark meat. I'm going to pour a little gravy on it. Mmm, delicious, moist, tender. Mmm. Delicious. And remember, it's not 4 days of cooking. It's 2 days defrosting the turkey safely. If you're preparing a chicken, you don't even have to worry about defrosting. The 3rd day is the evening time, is you're making the brine, which is really easy. You're just mixing the salt with the water and the sugar with the water, then put it together, and then you just drop the turkey in there or the chicken. And it's overnight. You don't have to work. And then the next day's bacon. It's worth it. It's delicious. It's the best turkey I've ever had. And if you don't want to make a big giant turkey, if you have a small family, you can do it with a chicken. Have a great evening. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the channel. Thank you. But have fun.